Hey, good morning. This is Joe from Citrus County Porch Life on this beautiful, beautiful morning, bringing you the AA Word of the Day for March 29th, 2025. And the word of the day for today is trusted servants. I am recording this on my very old first tablet, an old Kindle with not much memory. I did add 64 gigabytes micro SD card because all my other ones were out of power and I don't want to get behind, so I figured I'd record on this. I don't even know if it's SD quality. It's certainly not high definition, and when you finish and try to load it up, it converts to SD, so I think it's below that, but hopefully you can hear me and see me. So the word for today is trusted servants, and this is the quote. They are servants. There is sometimes thankless privilege of doing the group's chores. And that is from the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions of Alcoholics Anonymous, page 134. In the movie, and this is the daily reflection, in the movie, Zorba the Greek, Nikos Kazantzakis described an encounter between his principal character and an old man busily at work planting a tree. "What is it you are doing?" Zorba asks. The old man replies, "You can see very well what I'm doing, my son. I'm planting a tree." "But why plant a tree?" Zorba asks, "if you won't be able to see it bear fruit?" And the old man answers, "I, my son, live as though I were never going to die." The response brings a faint smile to Zorba's lips, and as he walks away, he exclaims with a note of irony, "How strange! I live as though I were going to die tomorrow." As a member of Alcoholics Anonymous, I have found that the third legacy is a fertile soil in which to plant the tree of my sobriety. The fruits I harvest are wonderful: peace, security, understanding, and 24 hours of eternal fulfillment. And with the soundness of mind to listen to the voice of my conscience, when in silence it gently speaks to me, saying, "You must let go in service. There are others who must plant and harvest." And what a beautiful reflection. And I had the great privilege to know Anthony Quinn, who played Zorba the Greek. I know him very well. And very, very, very nice man. So, having been in the service end of AA quite a bit, and I don't think you can split it right down the middle. I was doing service while I was out there doing 12-step work. So, if you're really in AA, you should be doing both, but I'll tell you, sometimes I gotta lean back. My back is killing me. Sometimes, you got factions in the group, and you say, "What did I take this job on for? It's driving me nuts." I'm not gonna drink over it, but I kind of had enough of all this argument and stuff. Over petty issues sometimes, over big issues other times. And every single time I said, well, let's have a group conscience about it, and the majority rules. That's the way the group conscience for the group was written. But you've also, if you're a secretary, or if there is no secretary and you've been one, I mean, if one is sick, you step up, you do that. Maybe you also do the setup. You get there early and they'll say, hey, George, the secretary's not coming in. So you make the coffee, you get any kind of dessert set up, you go over and make sure the ticket counter's okay, and they got plenty of books out. Make sure there are some readers, ask people if there aren't. And, you know, you don't run it, you're a servant. And, but I used to go to more than one meeting where I was one of those who went out. I went out and spoke at different meetings. I like those kind of meetings. I like to hear other people's feelings and their stories and their experience, strength, and hope. So when I was at my home group, I'd be secretary or whatever they assigned me to. I did like central service rep. I loved that, finding out what new ideas are coming down to the pipeline, and every month have a meeting at the business meeting, let people know what was coming down. I was one when they introduced giving by credit card, because a lot of people didn't have cash, and as more people got credit cards, the amount of giving to the group was down, and every group wants to keep a prudent reserve for rent. They want to be able to buy enough new books for a newcomer, and supply, you gotta have coffee. And so I was in on the installation of that up in Rhode Island. That was really good. It started money flowing into the groups again. Now, that is not to say that if you have no money, you can't come to a group. No one is refused that wants to get sober. And if you haven't got it, you haven't got it, but you're welcome to drink as much coffee as you want. If someone brings, like cookies or something, you're welcome to have as much of that as you want. So there is no qualifications to come to an AA meeting. And I found it to be true that some people are secretaries at another job at one group, and then also work, do setup, clean up, greet. As you get to know more and more people, and in a small state like Rhode Island, they kind of gravitate to the same kinds of meetings. So you get to know everyone mostly in the whole state. It's only 1,000 square miles compared to 68,000 for Florida, so it's a much, much, much smaller state. And I have a great time. I have a great time giving the message, that service work, or sitting up and setting up and getting there early and turning on the coffee machine. I used to dread it. I dreaded it because I wasn't really that heavy a coffee drinker, and I never made it at home, not one single time. I would go and get coffee. In fact, I lived in a very crowded central city area, so that there were coffee shops all around. So if I was sitting in my first apartment, and I wanted a coffee, I just put my coat on and go down and get a coffee, maybe get two, come back, and I'd have them. Didn't have microwaves or anything there to heat them up. I just keep drinking it till it was gone. And but they are servants, and I think people that go to the meetings that have some strong feelings should remember that these people hold no real power. They're elected to serve the people that come to AA. It's not like you're going to do it my way and then that's it. You go by a group conscience, and the group conscience rules. So even if you're the secretary, you can't go It's the group conscience, unless you have a meeting and change the group conscience into something else, then you can do that. And I thank all the people. That first meeting I went to, the guy selling tickets, he was so nice. He introduced me to people. I forgot their names immediately, but he was just so nice. Come here, Joe, let me show you this. These are the books we have. If you want a book and you don't have any money, just pick it up. Don't worry about it. And so they're very valued servants. So God bless. Have a safe and sober day, and we will see you tomorrow.